Present. Gilbert.
Present.
Baptist. Absent. Baines. Absent. Barandis.
Here.
Thank you. Perez.
Present.
Smith. Absent. Thank you. Okay, on to the approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion? Okay, moved by trustee Perez, seconded by trustee Miranda. Is board secretary, please take the roll. Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Okay, trustee Gilbert, will you lead us in the pledge?
Join in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, does anyone have any conflict of interest? Hearing none, moving on to presentations.
No scheduled presentations this month. We had contemplated having a presentation by one of our consultants, but I made a decision to move it to August, and it's on the hydraulic model. So an update on that. Nick has been very curious about the progress of that project, and I didn't realize Nick was on vacation for today's meeting. So I pushed Tom Plummer off until August, so we will have a presentation next month and an update on our basin-wide hydraulic model.
Okay, on to public comment.
Staff has not received any public comment prior to the meeting.
Okay, I will hand over 4.1 and 4.3 to the general manager.
Good morning, board. Item 4.1 is the general manager's report. I do want to let the board know that we have been working with MBS and SCI to ensure that our assessment charges and our new property related fee get placed on the assessment roll. So we did approve back in April the contract with MBS to do the fee administration this year and continue with SCI. Also in this year's budget that was approved at the end of June, we committed to combining those two into one project in the future. And so we will be going out probably later this fall with an RFQ to select vendors. We have quite a few that are known to us that are very well qualified, including MBS and SCI, to perform the work, but that would be an ongoing annual commitment, but to do both of them under one consultant. A couple of things in the general manager's report. I already mentioned it. The basin-wide hydraulic model will get an update because I wanted Nick here because I'm sure he's going to have questions for Tom Plummer, and we'll have Tom Smith and Jag here as well. So I think that's it. Any questions on the general manager's report?
Do you guys have any questions? Pretty straightforward.
One thing, sorry. If you notice in the financial statements for this past month, we have been spending a lot on security patrol over the past 2 months. In fact, we just signed another check for billing for the end of June, and it was an equal amount. So we've spent about $60,000 since May on security patrol. I drove out on the Thomas East Main Drain yesterday and the day before. We have seen zero reestablishment of encampments that have moved on. Now, a lot of them have moved down into the waterway, into Steelhead Creek, or on the other side of the levee, but not on our side. So they haven't reestablished. There's no trash or debris. It's been removed. So there is some level of achievement there. I just don't know if $30,000 a month is sustainable. And so Gabe's on vacation. That's why he's not here today. When he returns from vacation, we want to sit down with the security service and ask them when they're seeing the most activity. what hours are they engaging the most, and maybe we can pare it back during certain times and more targeted. But it is effective. I mean, we did spend $100,000 last year in labor just removing trash in that area, and it takes away from other activities that we could be doing, like mowing this time of year. And so, especially with the heat dome that's coming, mowing activities are very important. So instead of picking up trash, we're able to actually do the maintenance that we have historically done. But $300,000 a year or more is probably not sustainable for security patrolling. So again, I will sit down, we'll start paring it back. But we did not want to lose progress from all the work that we've put in over the last almost 4 years now to make some progress there on the encampments. And it's working. I mean, there's actually people walking down the bike path now, walking their dogs, pushing strollers. It's being used again as opposed to avoided and encampment. So I'm really satisfied with the way it looks and how it's performing for the safety of the district. It's great, but it's just, and the board wants to support that. We'd have to adjust the budget further on, but we'll take a look at it and report back to the board. So I don't think that amount of spend is going to be continuing unless directed by the board. So we'll talk about it some more. We'll try to pare it down and see if it's still effective. So we want to keep a close eye on it.
Yeah, I was just curious about the status of the canal near Home Depot.
Yeah, actually that was done this week as well. I drove out there on Wednesday. It's a really bad spot because just off the levee, and I forget what it's San Juan that crosses right there. There's a cul-de-sac that comes in there that's hidden down below. It's a city street with no gating, so that's like the city of Sacramento. Working with them to fence that off, gate it off. They also have the access to their pump station there that's open, and there's a large RV encampment. When I drove out there the other day, you could tell that those individuals they had a lot of tools in the back of their pickups and cars, and they were scrapping material, and it's very difficult because as soon as we're gone, they just come right back in. In fact, there was an engine block sitting right that we have to pick up and dispose of, but it's been cleaned up. I drove there Wednesday. You can't see those piles of cars, but I'm afraid they'll come back. So what we're having the security patrol do as well is cruise through there, frequently make some appearance, and then also, so anywhere we clean, we're instructing them to make passes through, right, to prevent reestablishment.
Did you go further down near the interchange? Because I think I passed by this weekend. I think I saw an RV, a pickup truck, and I think I saw an engine block. So they may have moved.
Yeah. So all the way from the Home Depot parking lot is where I came in, and you kind of cross the canal all the way through there, and then out that cul-de-sac and on to San Juan. That's all been cleared out. So it's clean. The engine block's still there. We got to pick it up.
I'm a little concerned because the price tag for us is unsustainable. We were just never built for this. So we'll definitely have to massage the situation. Yes, Tom? Yeah. Can we have finance look at it a little further?
You mean during the security?
Yeah.
And we already had some discussions about that.
Okay.
Yeah. So what Gabe and I intend to do is sit down with the security team now that we're 2 months in and find out, like, look at their log and see how we can massage it to bring that cost down, and then we'll come back. We did budget about $250,000 for the year for security patrol, which is fine. And so we'll try to keep within that budget and just see what hours are. So Gabe and I talked about it last week when we got the invoice, and we're going to set up a meeting with our security firm to do that.
We'll also think about other areas we need to save money on.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely trash pickup is a savings by it's offset.
Other security.
Yes.
Budget items.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay. On to the the operation.
Any other questions on the 4.1 GM report? Okay. 4.2, like I said, Gabe's on vacation today, enjoying some time off after a long winter and flood season. So he's having a good time. Are there any questions on his report? I'd be happy to answer.
We're also doing the appreciation barbecue on just so you're aware and tell where it is, we're doing it on
September 8th.
Yeah.
It's the right after the, well, not right after, but at noon on September 8th, we'll do, it follows up on Labor Day, which is better timing, and we're not, obviously we have some trustees not in attendance this morning, so
Yeah, we
we,
can do it
we
today.
just wanted to move it back and just do towards the end of summer before flood season. And so September 8th, and at that time as well, so I sent out a calendar invite, we're going to attempt to get our bank request here to sign signature cards for the bank. We have 3 active trustees that can sign, and 2 of those 3 were gone last 2 weeks ago. And so anyway, there are some invoices that come in, and if a trustee is unavailable, I did sign 1 check and had instructed Jolene to countersign a check, and that was for CalPERS. We needed to make that payment before June 30th. And so I felt comfortable doing that. It's a vendor, it's known, it's budgeted dollar amount. And I did, check with the finance chair, Mr. Gilbert, and let him know what we were doing. And he gave me the thumbs up as well remotely. So, but we would like to schedule that on September 8th if we can make sure that we have everyone here. So I'll send a reminder out to make sure we have a quorum because they pre-print the bank cards. So anyway, we'll do that on September 8th as well.
Is there any thought or consideration being given to changing the meeting time for the board to later so that we're just kind of tie it into the noon?
Yeah, we can certainly do that. Let's talk about it next month in August and see if you guys want to do that with the rest of the board. And we can certainly change the time to say 10 o'clock or something like that.
There may be some pushback on that because of whatever, but I just thought we should at least talk about it. Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next month. Sounds good.
It's been a quiet month, and especially given that we had a little bit later meeting last month, a little bit of help with various development agreements, kind of one-off projects, and then noticing for this hearing that you have coming up on your agenda later, but it's been nice and quiet.
Okay, on to the consent calendar. Can I get a motion?
To approve the consent calendar.
Moved by Trustee Evans, seconded by Tom Brandis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Items passed by unanimous consent. Okay, on to scheduled items. Okay, we have a public hearing for operations maintenance assessment. The first one's for Sacramento, the second one's for Secretary. Okay.
Yeah, so the item 6.1 is the public hearing. Item 6.2 does not require a public hearing. There's a difference between the way each county handles it. So item 6.1 is the Sacramento County. And so we do have a public hearing. This is standard. So the first part, I guess.
Your presentation.
Yeah. So the staff presentation, one of the great things, and I think we can be very prideful of this, is that not very many public agencies actually reduce rates. I know it's a bit of a plus and minus. We did pass, the stormwater fee, but because of that and leveraging the CCAD 2 agreement with Safeco, we are actually able to reduce the assessment this year based on our budgetary needs. So we calculate that out. We need about 900,000. Give or take the direct dollar amounts in the staff report or in the resolution rather. So we are able to reduce the assessment down to 3 cents per $100 assessed value, and also reduce the minimum charge from $25 to $10. So as promised, that's staff's recommendation. And what we talked to the constituent base about when we were shopping around and educating the stormwater fee. Some single family residents will obviously go from the $25 to $10 on this special assessment, but they will also receive the stormwater fee. And so the net difference will be about $16 to them, depending on the ISC factor and all that. So Yeah, right around $1.50 a month total combined charge and difference. So we are able to reduce that if the board so chooses. We do have the ability to raise that amount back up in the future if we do need to generate more funds. A lot of flexibility there. We will need to decide, by 2040, what happens with CCAD2 as that expires in 2041. So we would need to replace that $1.4 million. Typically 1.4, it escalates up by 2% every year. So anyway, that's staff's presentation. And I have a few phone calls to make to constituents after the meeting if the board does, because they said it would never be done. And I told them I would follow up with them right after the meeting and call them because they said they would be astonished. But that is staff's recommendation. And this is because of the success that we've had. A lot of those that do not participate, so the 4,000 or so customers that receive stormwater service from the city of Sacramento are not part of our fee. They're actually going to see a net reduction of $15 for the majority of them, right? Because they only participate in the levy protection portion. So they're going to go from the minimum charge of $25 down to $10. So, and a lot of the garden highway folks as well will be in that same situation. Any questions for staff?
I'm just really proud that we are keeping to our promises during a lot of awareness campaigns. A lot of promises are always made and never fulfilled. And this is a classic example of when you hold your word. Okay. Okay. So do you guys have any questions, comments before I open up the hearing? Yes. Okay. I will go ahead and open the public hearing.
Bang the gavel once. Public hearing open.
Okay. There are no commenters, so I will go ahead and close the public hearing. Any further board discussion? If not, can I get a motion?
Sorry.
Okay. Motion by trustee Miranda, seconded by trustee Gilbert. Board secretary, please take the roll. Aye. Gilbert.
Aye.
Miranda.
Aye.
Correct.
Aye.
Okay, on to 6.2, the certification of a legal process for the special assessment. Okay, so we will go on to staff presentation.
Yeah, so item 6.2, it's an annual reoccurrence, holds true. 6.1 is for Sacramento County. Sutter requires a different process, but before you is a resolution to certify the legal process used to establish the assessment. Again, the rate is, as discussed on item 6.1, 30 cents per 100 assessed value, minimum charge reduced from 25 to 10. Staff would entertain any questions.
Any comments? Okay. Okay. I'll open for a public comment. Hearing none. Comment is closed. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So
Moved by trustee Gilbert, seconded by trustee Perez. Board secretary, please take the roll.
Trustee Reader.
Aye.
Gilbert.
aye.
Ferrandis.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Approved.
Okay, there are no closed session items, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Wait a minute. I was not at the executive committee meeting on July 5th. I was in Alaska.
Did you bring your in spirit?
I was,
Yeah,
but you
so-
can't put me in the minutes. That's it on the.
Yeah, the minutes do not reflect your attendance. Yeah, just on the agenda. It
I wanted
shows
you
the
to know that
committees.
I read everything ahead of time. That's
I
all.
debated whether to take your
Can
name
you
off
just
of there, but
focus on the financials, please?
You're still on the committee, Tom.
I think next time, instead of just deleting your name, we'll just put a big red absent next to it. Does that work?
And put a blank.
You know, I don't think I've missed more than one board meeting the last 3 years, so.
Yeah, I haven't had the same track record recently, so.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? We are adjourned.
Is that a new